We have completed aphorisms up to the antipathy. Today we will start philosophy, that is the philosophy on the simple substance, as we have decided in the last week. So this is chapter number 9 from the Kant's philosophy on the simple substance. Simple substance word is used by Dr. Kant, Dr. J.D. Kant for vital force. What happened? What happened? Am I audible or not?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
वाणीश तुकडा आहे मॅम
Okay.
कॉलेजचा आवाज येतो.
Please be on mute. So this is chapter number 9 from the Kant's philosophy. He used the word simple substance for the word vital force. So he stated that uh, before that, tell me the aphorism numbers in which Dr. Hahnemann has explained about the vital force. In which aphorisms Dr. Samuel Hahnemann has explained about vital force?
Aphorism number 9. Aphorism 9.
9.
Aphorism number 9 to
10, 11, 12,
12,
13, 14, 15,
13,
16.
14, 15, 16.
Okay. So here we will see the view of Dr. Kant on simple substance. He used the word simple substance for vital force. So in the aphorism number 9, first he put the aphorism number 9 by Dr. Hahnemann, in healthy condition of man. So in the aphorism number 9 and 10, Dr. Hahnemann has explained the role of vital force in health. In the 11th, he has explained the different properties or the characteristics of vital force. In the 12th, 13, 14, he has explained the role of vital force in the disease. And then 16, 17, 18, he has explained the role of vital force in the cure. What we have to do when that vital force is deranged. What type of medicine we have to use when the vital force is deranged. So in this way, he divided the part or the role of vital force in health, in disease, and in cure. So he has given us the two options to recover or to cure that vital force. We are having the similar medicine or we can use the opposite medicine. So if you are using the similar medicine, there will be a cure, and if you are using the opposite medicine, that is the antipathy, that we will start after this lecture, after this philosophy. So, in the healthy condition of man, the spiritual vital force, the dynamics that animates the material body, rules with the unbounded sway. We know this aphorism. This vital force is spiritual, this is dynamic, but though it is spiritual and dynamic, it animates. Can anybody give me the explanation of this aphorism number 9? Anybody? Mention your name and then give me the explanation of this aphorism number 9. Anybody from the 22 participants? Mention your name first. Anyone wants to try?
Ma'am,
Huh.
well,
Hmm.
in the aphorism 9, the properties of the vital force are explained.
Hmm.
In the healthy condition of the man, the spiritual vital force means the vital force is spiritual and it is autocracy. Means it is self-regulated. That is, it is autocracy.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it is the dynamic power which animates our material body. Material body means our body which is regulator or which is functionated by our vital force, and which is dynamic in nature and which is immaterial. Those regulate our material body. and it rules with unbounded sway and retains all the parts of the organism in admirable and harmonic way. Means, ma'am, it is work with unbounded sway. Means it has no any bound, inbounded, or it has no any limit. That it rules with unbounded sway and retains all the parts of, and it retains the harmony in all the parts of the body and in all the functions of the body, and it maintains the harmony in the vital reactions of our body, both as regards with as well as sensation as well as function. And the indwelling reason, and it is indwelling reason gifted mildly employed this instrument for the higher purpose of our existence.
Okay.
Means
Good
my
attempt.
mind.
Very good. Good. Anyone else? Anybody wants to try? Shall I take the names? Pranjali,
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Pranjali,
Yes, ma'am. In this aphorism, 9 the vital force and vital forceच्या बाबतीत ज्या प्रॉपर्टीज आहे किंवा त्याचे फंक्शन्स आहे ते आपल्याला एक्सप्लेन केले. इट इज स्पिरिच्युअल vital force and which animates into the material body. म्हणजे मटेरियल बॉडी मध्ये तो प्रेझेंट असतो. and it is a spiritual dynamic force which is present in the material body and which acts against the sensation and the functions. And so आणि मग त्यानंतर तो आर्टिफिशियल डिसीज इन्क्रीज करतो दॅन द ओरिजिनल डिसीज अँड
रॉंग ट्रॅक झाली तुझी.
एक मिनिट मॅम फक्त. विच ऍक्ट्स ऑन both sensation and function. And which causes the reason gifted mind freely employ this living healthy instrument for the higher purposes of this. म्हणजे वायटल फोर्स हा एक डायनेमिक स्पिरिच्युअल आणि म्हणजे फोर्स ॲनिमल बॉडी मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहे. तो आपल्या बॉडीवरती फंक्शन अँड सेन्सेशन वरती हे करतो, काम करतो.
ओके प्रांजली, ओके समजलं मला तुला येतं म्हणून. श्रीनिवास, थँक्यू प्रांजली. श्रीनिवास,
मॅम कॅन आय?
एक सेकंड. श्रीनिवास, he is not here. Srinivas Rathod. Who is taking attendance today? आज दीपक पण नाहीये आणि उर्वी पण दिसत नाहीये. Who will take this responsibility today for attendance? Vallabh?
Yes, ma'am.
You take attendance.
Okay.
But in the second session of our meeting, not now.
Okay,
Those
ma'am.
participants will present in both the sessions. Give the attendance to them only.
Okay, ma'am.
And if the Srinivas will not respond, don't give the attendance to Srinivas. We will wait for full session for him. If there is a network problem, he will contact to me. And if there is no response, mark him absent.
Okay, ma'am.
Srinivas, are you here? Okay. Anybody else? Last one.
Ma'am, can I? Tuba.
Okay.
Aisha.
Aisha, you tell first.
Ma'am,
Subha, you
so
wait.
milega.
Subha, you wait.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, this is not
ninth
fair.
Subha, the next aphorism is again there. Then you explain it. I will give the first preference. I will give the first chance to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Don't worry. Aisha.
Ma'am, in ninth aphorism, it is said that the vital force is the dynamic energy which keeps us alive and maintains our body and systems in a harmonious way,
Right.
and helps us to be a better human being or a better healthy human being.
Okay. Okay. So we all know the properties of vital force. All have given the correct answer. Only the Vallabh has explained each and every word. It is nice. Pranjali has also
Ma'am,
tried
one
well.
thing is also remaining that indwelling reason gifted mind. It is
Yes.
another adjective for vital force.
Yes, and one more point is remain that because of his existence, we can achieve the higher purpose of
The
our
higher
life.
purpose of our existence.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So we will
मॅम
move further.
indwelling
Ah?
शब्दाचा म्हणजे मिनिंग काय असतं म्हणजे indwelling म्हणजे काय
Indwelling
नक्की
म्हणजे which is present since birth, which is present.
ओके मॅम
Dwelling
ma'am.
means rahane, which is present, and that's why we are living being.
ओके मॅम थँक्यू
So this is the view of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann for the vital force. Now we will see the view of Dr. Kent for this vital force. This paragraph introduces the vital principle. It would hardly seem possible that Hahnemann, in the time he lived, could say so much in few lines. So he said that Dr. Hahnemann has accepted the doctrine of vital force because at that time or at that era nobody is in that mentality to accept the role of vital force. They always want to oppose this doctrine. So he said that in that era Dr. Hahnemann has explained the role of vital force, the utility of vital force in a very few lines. In the 7th section of the first edition of Organon, Dr. Hahnemann wrote, there must exist in medicine in a healing principle. The understanding has a presentiment of it. But after Organon had gone through the number of editions, Hahnemann had somewhat changed, and in this work, which is 1883 edition, he distinctly calls unit of action in the whole organism the vital force. We know the vital principle, now the word is changes to the vital force. You get an idea from some of his expression that the harmony itself is a force, but it do not think that the Hahnemann intend to teach that way. So he said that vital force is nothing but the force or the energy which maintains the harmony. We cannot consider the vital principle as harmony nor harmony as principle. Principle is something that prior to harmony. This line is again important. What happened? Please be on mute. So we have seen the certain sentences in the very first chapter in the Sikh. Ki man is prior to the organ, or we have to consider the person as a whole. In this way, we have underlined the certain sentences. So this is the first sentence that we have to remember, that principle is something that is prior to the harmony. And here principle means the vital force. If the vital force will not be there, the harmony will not be maintained by anybody. Because in the aphorism 9, we have seen कि this is the only factor which maintains the harmony. किसकी harmony maintain करता है वो? It maintains the harmony of all the organs. It maintains the harmony of the system. Respiratory system, excretory system, nervous system. So it maintains that harmony. So this is important. Principle is something that is prior to the harmony. Harmony is a result of principle or a law. One and the same thing. Hahnemann could perceive this immaterial vital principle. So this vital principle is immaterial, but Hahnemann ने उसको perceive किया by using this technique, that is the harmony. Who is maintaining this harmony? So this vital force is maintaining. It was something he arrived at himself from his own process of thinking. So it is not the किसी की तो भी idea चुरा के उन्होंने नहीं बोला है ये. This is the process of thinking. This is the process of their observation and experience. He has discovered that ki energy or some force or some principle is present in the living human body, and that's why the harmony is present. There was the paucity of individual idea at that time. Paucity means what? Can anybody have an idea about this paucity word? No one? What do you mean by paucity? Hello?
Ma'am, can I?
Huh.
The presence of something in only small or insufficient
Yes,
quantities.
there is a deficiency or present in a very small quantity. So there was a paucity. Kiski thi? Individual ideas at that time. Because the allopathy is so dominating at that time that they were not ready to accept anything. The ideas are coming less, though they are the less idea in the medical field, but the dominating field or that science is not accepting the other things, other ideas they are not accepting. So in that situation, Dr. Hahnemann has given this vital force concept. That is the idea outside of accepted science. यानी outside the allopathy अगर कोई बोलता है, कोई they are giving the certain treatment, they are not accepting. But Hahnemann thought much, and by thinking he arrived at the idea contained in this paragraph, which only appears in the last edition. So he said that कि उसमें से भी निकलकर Dr. Hahnemann has struggled very much to put this idea, to put this concept of the vital force. कि in the healthy condition of man, the immaterial vital principle animates the material body. So this is again a second important sentence that has to be in your answer sheet. In the healthy condition, we have seen the role of vital force in the healthy condition. The vital force kaisa hai? It is a immaterial. We cannot see that vital force, but still it animates, it rules on the material body. So this was a very new concept at that time, and Hahnemann ne वो idea put forward की in that medical field. Then what happened? We know. If he had used the words immaterial vital substance, it would be stronger. For you will see it to be a true that it is a substance. So as I have told previously, ki Dr. Hahnemann has used the word vital principle, and then later on he changed the vital force. But Dr. Kent said that ki it is a vital substance. It is the energy, it is the principle, but it is a substance because it animates material body, and that's why called it as substance. So उनको वो अच्छा लगा substance word, इसलिए उन्होंने हमेशा substance word आगे use किया है in his philosophy. So whenever you are writing about the vital force according to the Kant, you have to use the word substance for the vital principle or vital energy or vital force. You have to use the word either simple substance or the vital substance. At present day, advanced thinkers are speaking in the fourth state of matter, which is the immaterial substance. अगर आपने कहीं पढ़ा होगा तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि we know the three states of matter: solid, liquid and a gas, that you have learned since 8th standard. But nowadays नहीं, बहुत पहले से ही research इस पे चालू है कि fourth state of matter है, and that is the ether, and that is the dynamic again, that we cannot see, and that ether is present all over the universe. So this is the fourth state of matter, and that is the immaterial hai. So if that state of matter है, matter means which occupies the space. So अगर वो matter जो fourth state का है, if it is immaterial है, then why the vital force you are not accepting? It is again a immaterial. We know says we now says the solid, liquid and gases and the radiant form of matter. So these are the three states of matter, that is the we can see, but the fourth one is the immaterial. Substance in a simple form is just a positively substance as matter in concrete form. The question then comes up for consideration and study, what is the vital force? So how he explained, because that the philosophy ka jo book hai by the J.T. Kent, that is a lectures on homeopathic philosophy. So he has delivered the lectures in front of the allopathic physicians, allopathic followers ko. So it is in the form of lecture, and that's why here he asked the question to them, what is the vital force? What do you understand by vital force? Sometimes the lectures are delivered in front of the allopathy, and sometimes these lectures are delivered in front of the homeopathic followers also, and that's why it is in the form of question answer, or it is in the form of lecture, because the name itself, lectures on homeopathic philosophy. So here he asked the one question to the followers which were sit in front of Dr. Kent. What is the character, quality or ease? Is it true that the man only has this vital force? Is it possessed by no animal, no mineral? So उन्होंने ये सब questions दिए हैं कि what do you understand by vital force and where it is present. For a number of years, there has been a continuous discussion of force as a force or a power, or power to construct. So every time, every generation is giving the different answers to Dr. Kane. Some says that this is a force, some says that this is a power to construct. The thought that the force has nothing prior to its leads the man's mind to insanity. तो उन्होंने एक ही वर्ड में उसका आंसर दे दिया, if that power is not present, then जो mind है man का, which is the healthy, it may transfer into the insanity if that vital force is deranged. If that vital force is not working properly, then that mind, healthy mind, can be transferred into the insane state. If a man can think of energy as something substantial, he can better think of something substantial as having energy. Now this substantial word you will again learn in the Stuart Close philosophy. Substantial again means a dynamic. So the three schools of philosophy he has explained by Dr. Stuart Close. In that three school, materialism, idealism, and the third one is the substantialism. So substantial means it is in between the school of idealism and the school of materialism. Idealism means idea करते हैं सिर्फ. We are only thinking कि ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा. Only ideas are there, but whether it is present in fact we don't know. We have to do the research on that. And materialism means ki if the bacteria is present, we will see under the microscope, and this will causes this type of disease. That is a materialism. We are proving, we are showing something. But substantialism or the substantial school is present in between the materialism and idealism. So it is following both the principles. कि substantialism means our homeopathy. So इसका example आप ले सकते हो vital force. So vital force अगर आप उसको idea बोलते हो, so this is the idealism में जाएगा, और वो किसको animate करता है तो material body को. So that will be under the materialism. So substantial means in between the material concept and in between the idea. So our homeopathy is that is a substantial matter. So he said that if this energy is substantial, that energy we cannot see, but remember that this energy, though it is a substantial, but we can feel that energy. So think over it. When he thinks of something that has essence, has actual being, he must think of ease to something existing and as having something which ultimates. So when you think about that energy, that essence of our life, so your thinking is again because of that energy. So what will be your ultimate? That energy is existing, and that's why you are thinking. If the energy is absent, you cannot think. He must think in series whereby cause enters into the effect and furthermore a series of effects. So उन्होंने एक way दिया है think करने के लिए कि you just see if the cause of the vital energy which is present. If that vital energy is present, you can see the effect, and series of effect you can see if that energy is present. And if that energy is not present, if there is no influx, nobody can think, nobody can have the series of thinking. If he do not do this, he destroys the very nature and the idea of influx and continuance. So if that energy is not present, you will not have any idea of influx. Influx is again the word which is used for the vital force. So there will be a no influx, there will be a no idea, there will be no thinking and nothing. So this is the essence of our thinking, that is a vital force. As this vital force is present, that's why we can think. If man does not know what is continuous, if he does not realize that there is a beginnings, intermediate and ends, he cannot think. For every foundation thought is destroyed. So अगर मैंने आपको बोला कि कुछ तो भी सोचो, so you need some topic ना. मैंने आपको अभी बोला कि you give me the explanation of XYZ things. So what will be your first question? If I ask you कि please explain me this XYZ thing, what will be your first question to me? Will you be able to explain that? Are you in a condition to explain that?
No.
Why no?
मुळात काय एक्सप्लेन
माहितीच नाही.
माहिती
XYZ means anything ना. It can be nature, it can be homeopathy, it can be allopathy, it can be our college, it can be the new technology, it can be a COVID, correct? So if you don't know the beginning, you cannot start, you cannot intermediate and cannot end. So you start thinking about the presence of this vital energy, then you will know the intermediate, that is the harmony, and you can understand well the end. If that energy is not present, what will be your end? So in this way you think. He has given the way of thinking, he has given the hint to think about that vital energy. What do you mean by influx? जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, उन्होंने यहाँ पे word use किया है idea of influx. So this influx, what happened?
Vital force.
Yes, this is the vital force. As a broad, so this is the second word he used for the vital force. First word उन्होंने use किया था vital substance. Second word he used for the vital force, that is the influx. As a broad and substantial illustration, let us think of a chain. What is that hold the last chain of a chain of its investment or first attachment? At once we will see the intermediate link. What is that connects that link? So just I have given you the example. If you don't know the topic, you cannot start. If you know the topic, if suppose it is the COVID or suppose it is the coronavirus, then you can start. What is the name of that disease which is caused by the coronavirus, type of coronavirus, family of that coronavirus, how it is transmitted, what is the structure, whether it is RNA or DNA, how to prevent. So you can explain that particular disease or that particular virus very nicely if you know the beginning, if you know कि on which topic you have to give the explanation. So अगर मैंने आपको सिर्फ बोला COVID, तो you can give me the lot of explanation about that. But if I give you only intermediate, that is a symptom, signs and symptoms, बस मैंने इतना ही अगर आपको कहा है, अरे किसके signs and symptoms आपको पता ही नहीं है किसके देने हैं, whether the signs and symptoms of typhoid के देने हैं या tuberculosis के देने हैं, so that is again a intermediate. क्योंकि मैंने आपको cause यानी beginning ही नहीं पूछा, मैंने आपको heading ही नहीं दिया, only I am saying the intermediate, that is a sign and symptom. Again you cannot explain. And if the last point I ask you कि what is the prognosis, so प्रोग्नोसिस किसका देना है आपको, whether the prognosis of typhoid का मैंने पूछा है या मलेरिया का पूछा है. So again you cannot give me the explanation. So what you required, first you have to require a chain, and for that chain you require beginning, that is a topic you required, so that you can give me the proper presentation in such way ki cause, signs and symptom, and then prognosis. So you require the beginning, then you can make a chain of intermediate, and last you can stop this chain by ending the topic. So in this way, if that vital force is not present, you cannot think. The harmony will not maintain. And if the harmony will not maintain, then nobody can exist. So in this way, how this energy, how this substance is important for making this chain of our life is explained in by the Dr. Kent. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this meeting will over after 30 seconds. Rejoin the meeting after 3 to 4 minutes. Don't rejoin immediately, because this recording needs some time to store in my system. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
So rejoin after 3 to 4 minutes. And Vallabh, those participants who are present in both the session, give them attendance.
People